Right, exactly. Look over here.
We have drama with the royal family too.
Exactly. But
So sad.
speaking of the cover-up of Epstein and the just sort of continuation of the... I mean, it's a blackmail network, guys. What do you think? Are politicians... You think they're just incompetent?
Right.
You think that...
think
some of them are ridiculously incompetent, let's be real.
That is true.
But many of them are blackmailed.
Absolutely.
And that's the core issue here, and why a lot of things... people have this mentality that the government is not only competent but also trying to do their best, and it's like some of them are straight up blackmailed evil.
Right.
You know, they don't care about you because they are protecting their own ass.
Right. And Exhibit A, right? Dershowitz.
Yeah, and if you're a listener, go to Zetetic.news and watch this video. It'll be uploaded on some platform, hopefully THETA soon. Right now it's YouTube, but we're looking at Alan Dershowitz and a recent article on May 19th where he, quote, says state has right to plunge a needle into your arm.
I mean, this guy is basically he's like a mafioso crime boss where he can just come out and say this stuff because he's a respected libertarian constitutional scholar, and whatever he says really is backed by the best opinion there is, and you really shouldn't question him ultimately, because I mean he's defended the worst people you can possibly imagine and gotten them off, so clearly he knows something. And he basically says that you don't have a constitutional right not to get vaccinated if the state says it's in the public interest for everyone to get vaccinated.
Governor Andrew Cuomo allowed to shut down the Constitution because of allegations of a virus that certain medical professionals argue against?
Let's be very clear how we break down this issue. The city of New York, the state of New York, has the power to close a park based on their view that it would be helpful in defeating the pandemic. Absolutely no question about that. The Supreme Court has case after case after case saying that public health justifies closing down parks, closing down public areas. The next question is, does the governor have the right to do that? Governors generally are not authorized to make the law. They're authorized to enforce the law. So you'd have to look to see if there were legislative authority allowing the governor to close the park. If there is, then it would be legitimate. Let me put it very clearly. You have no constitutional right to endanger the public and spread a disease, even if you disagree. You have no right not to be vaccinated. You have no right not to wear a mask. You have no right to open up your business.
Wait, can I stop you?
Yeah.
No right not to be
Wow.
vaccinated?
Did you see that demon?
Did
you see that demon come out of him?
Oh, yeah.
Look at this. Look at his eyes.
Look at this flinch.
Oh.
To be vaccinated, meaning if they decide you have to be vaccinated, we have to be
must.
vaccinated?
Absolutely. And if you refuse to be vaccinated, the state has...
Stop you.
Yeah.
No right.
Oh, my God.
You have no right not to wear a mask. You have no right to open up your business.
Wait, can I stop you? No right not.
Oh my God. Wow.
The state.
Oh,
You hear what he's saying?
Look at that.
The state.
You know, that only happens if you slow it down. And you look at the bulge in his eyes and this, I mean, wow, that is a literal
demon.
Demonic glare at the screen.
That.
Look at this transformation of his face. It's unreal. Dude, if you've ever seen a piece of evidence that suggests transdimensional infiltration of the body, that is a little glimpse, just this little glimpse, this little impish flare up there.
Wait, can I stop you?
The state.
No right not to be vaccinated, meaning if they decide you have to be vaccinated.
You must be vaccinated. You must be vaccinated.
Yeah. And you notice how it's classic sort of Freemasonic inversionism. You have no right not to get vaccinated and put the public at danger. But wait a second, isn't a unelected cadre of so-called authority figures going around and vaccinating, plunging needles into people's arms indiscriminately.
He's such a lawyer the way he phrased that.
That's not endangering the public? I mean, come on.
Well, yeah, I mean, speaking of, I mean, go over to InfoWars and see all 3 Bill Gates expose films in one place. We'll put the link up on the website, Zetetic.news. But I mean, I'm so creeped out by a supposed software business guy just like Nelly vaccinating these third world disadvantaged children. Check this out.
It's heinous. 1/4 of Bill Gates' dividends and returns could wipe out hunger in entire nations.
Well, let's talk about that.
It's unbelievable.
Let's talk about that.
$10 billion. I mean, just speak about the magnitude of that. That is by far the biggest commitment of the foundation, isn't it, Bill? I mean, this is by far the largest.
That's right. We've been spending a lot on vaccines. With this commitment, over 8 million additional lives will be saved. So it's one of the most effective ways that health in the poorest countries can be dramatically improved.
In January,
did we just see him administering a medical intervention without a license? Just there?
Of course.
Okay.
Of course.
Oh, so he operates above the laws that everyone else has to adhere to. If you just give the slightest little bit of nutritional advice, sometimes you get cracked down by regulatory authorities. Here, this guy is, whose money can buy him basically licensed to just inject and administer all kinds of procedures to random children. I mean,
but he knows best. He ran Microsoft.
Money
He's
is
a billionaire. He must be smart.
Of
right?
course, money is speech. Speech, the most important speech there is, actually.
Right.
That's the entire.
Speaking of demons, here's another clip of Bill Gates talking about vaccine safety, and you just see the enthusiasm as he gestures to how you put a needle into a child's arm, and it is kind of like a rape.
It is
thing that they have. Think about Alan and Bill's relationship with Jeffrey Epstein,
you bet.
and what's going on there. Sorry for that noise.
It's true.
Is there something to worry about with medicines? That is, might some of them have side effects? Do we need safety testing? I mean, and we're taking things that are, genetically modified organisms, and we're injecting them in little kids' arms. We just shoot them right into the vein.
Wow.
Wow, look at that. Look at that glee in describing this coercion that he's invested dozens of billions of dollars into being able to perform worldwide. And notice this guy, he was a big antivirus software prevention dude.
Sure.
That was how he got his big meteoric rise to a great extent.
I wonder what John McAfee thinks about Bill Gates.
I bet he absolutely loathes him, and Bill Gates loathes him back.
Right.
And he just has nothing but scorn for him and vice versa. The thing about Gates is he is not a programmer genius at all.
No.
He is not even that smart at business practices. He's an opportunist that steals ideas and steals techniques from other industries and seeks to profit off of what was at the time basically just a hobby. Writing code and sharing it with other programmers to build applications and functions in the early days of computing was a very anarchic kind of freedom exercise. And he went in there and he just monetized everything. And the big donors saw that and really went behind him. And here you have Microsoft, well over $1 trillion market cap. And it's not in the crosshairs with Trump's tweets about antitrust with Google and Facebook. And you wonder, and you're like, well, Microsoft is every bit the behemoth.
Right. And they always have been.
Yeah, they always have been. And, of course, he exits the board of directors